The dream came too early this time. Anakin sat up in the dark, drenched in sweat, his mechanical breaths shallow and fast. He had seen it all. His mother, the sand, the chains, the blood. But the moons of Naboo still hung in the window, which meant it had not happened yet. There was still time. He did not wake Padme. He did not send word to the Jedi Council. He did not ask Obi-Wan for permission. He simply dressed, strapped on his lightsaber, and walked out into the cold Naboo night. "Forgive me, Master," he whispered, "but I will not lose her again." By dawn, a stolen Naboo starfighter was tearing through hyperspace toward Tatooine. Anakin's hands trembled on the controls, not from fear, but from focus. Every second mattered. Every heartbeat was a countdown. He landed outside Mos Espa before the second sun had fully risen. The Lars homestead was quiet. Too quiet. He found Klieg Lars stunned at the door, half-dressed, confused by the sudden return of the boy who had once been a slave. "She's been taken," Klieg began. "The Tuskens, I know," Anakin cut in. But not for long. He did not wait for a search party. He did not wait for daylight. He climbed back into his fighter and rocketed across the dune sea, scanners locked on heat signatures, jaw clenched, eyes burning. Somewhere out there, the Tuskens were still riding toward Shmi. This time, Anakin would reach her first, and the galaxy would never be the same again. The twin suns burned high over the Jundland wastes. Anakin's starfighter screamed low across the dunes, kicking up walls of sand behind it. His scanners flickered. Heat signatures. A camp. Maybe 20 Tuskens. And one faint, human pulse. She was still alive. He clenched the controls. "Hold on, Mom. I'm coming." He landed hard behind a ridge of rock, igniting his blue lightsaber before his boots even touched the ground. He did not creep. He did not plan. He walked straight into the camp like a storm given a body. The first Tusken raised its gaffy stick. Anakin cut it down in a single arc. The second charged. He did not even look. The blade swept sideways. The raider fell. Screams filled the camp. Band cries echoed across the dunes. Tuskens poured out of every tent, weapons raised, and Anakin moved through them like a vision of death wrapped in a brown Jedi cloak. He did not stop until he reached the center tent. He tore the flap aside. Shmi Skywalker was bound to a wooden frame, bruised, weak, but breathing. Her tired eyes opened, and for a moment, she did not recognize the warrior standing before her. "Annie," she whispered. He dropped to his knees and cut the ropes. He pulled her into his arms. "I've got you, Mom. I've got you." But outside the tent, the surviving Tuskens were not retreating. They were watching, memorizing his face, his scent, his weapon. And inside Anakin's chest, something cold whispered, "Finish them. All of them. Before they whisper your name to the desert." He looked at his mother. Then he looked at the door. And for one long, terrible second, he hesitated. The sand outside the tent was stained red. Anakin carried his mother through the wreckage of the Tusken camp, her thin arms wrapped weakly around his neck. Bodies lay where he had left them. Smoke curled from broken fires. Banthas moaned in the distance. Shmi did not speak. She only watched her son's face. His jaw was locked. His eyes burned with a strange, glassy fire. He was not crying. He was not shaking. He was calm. Too calm. The kind of calm that comes only after something inside a person has quietly broken. "Annie," she whispered. "Slow down. Look at me." He kept walking. "Anakin." He stopped. She lifted a trembling hand to his cheek. His skin was hot. His pulse was racing. And behind his pale blue eyes, she saw something flicker, something that did not belong to her little boy. "What did you do?" she asked softly. "I saved you," he said. "That's not what I asked." He looked away. The wind howled across the dunes. Somewhere far off, a surviving Tusken cried out, a long, mournful note that sounded almost human. Shmi's eyes filled with tears, not from pain, not from fear, but from a mother's deepest, oldest dread, the fear that her child had walked into a darkness she could not pull him out of. "Annie," she whispered, "promise me you didn't enjoy it." He did not answer. He simply lifted her again and carried her toward the starfighter, his boots crunching across the bloodied sand. Behind them, The desert swallowed the cries of the dying, and Shmi held her son tighter, not in relief, but in mourning for the boy she feared was already gone. The Naboo skies glowed soft pink as Anakin Starfighter touched down on the lake retreat. Padme ran to meet him. She froze the moment the cockpit opened. Shmi was alive, frail, shaking, wrapped in a Jedi cloak. Anakin stepped down beside her, his face calm, his hands steady. Too steady. Padme's joy melted into something colder as her eyes traveled over him. There was sand in his hair, dry blood on his cuff, a streak of it across his boot, and his lightsaber still warm. "Anakin," she whispered, "what happened out there?" "I saved her," he said simply. "That's all that matters." But Padme was not a fool. She helped Shmi inside, gave her water, called for a medic droid. Then she stepped onto the balcony where Anakin stood staring at the lake, his back to her. "How many?" she asked quietly. He did not turn around. "Anakin, how many Tuskens did you kill?" A long pause. The wind moved across the water. "Enough," he finally said. "Enough that they will never take her again." Her stomach dropped. She thought of the Jedi Code. She thought of the Senate. She thought of the war they were already losing. And she thought of the boy from Tatooine who had carved her name into a wooden bench years ago. She walked up behind him and slid her arms around his waist. "I love you," she whispered, "and no one will ever know." He closed his eyes. She had just buried a massacre with a single sentence. And somewhere far away, on Coruscant, a hooded figure in the Senate tower smiled in the dark, because the first thread of the Republic had quietly begun to unravel. The Chancellor's office glowed with the soft red of a Coruscant sunset. Anakin stood by the tall window, arms folded jaw tight. He had been called in quietly. No Jedi escort, no council briefing. Just an old friend offering tea and conversation. Palpatine watched him carefully. "They're afraid of you, Anakin," he said gently. "Did you know that? The council heard about Tatooine, about what you did for your mother. And instead of celebrating your strength, they tremble." Anakin frowned. "I broke the code. You saved a life," Palpatine corrected. "A life the Jedi told you to forget. They asked you to abandon her, Anakin. You refused. And because you refused, she breathes today." He stepped closer, his voice soft as silk. "Tell me, my boy, does that feel like weakness to you?" Anakin said nothing, but his fists slowly unclenched. "The Jedi fear love because they cannot feel it," Palpatine continued. "They call attachment a flaw. But you, Anakin, you turned attachment into power. You crossed a galaxy. You cut through an army. You bent fate itself to your will. And all of it because you loved." He placed a fatherly hand on Anakin's shoulder. "Imagine what more you could do if you stopped apologizing for it." Anakin's eyes lifted slowly to the window. The lights of Coruscant shimmered like 1,000 distant stars, and for the first time, he did not feel guilty. He felt seen. Behind him, Palpatine's smile widened in the glass reflection, thin, patient, and utterly victorious. The Jedi Order had just lost their chosen one, and they did not even know the war for his soul had already begun. The twin suns burned low over the Lars homestead. Anakin stood in the doorway, dust on his boots, blood dried beneath his fingernails. He had come for her body. Instead, he found her breathing. Shmi rose slowly from her chair. Her eyes searched his face, and what she saw there made her heart break twice. "My boy," she whispered, "what have they done to you?" Anakin tried to smile. He couldn't. The Tuskens were dead. Every man, every woman, every child. He had told no one. But mother always knows. She stepped closer, cupping his face with trembling hands. "Annie, leave them. Leave the Jedi. Tonight." He pulled back, stunned. "Mom, they're my family, no." Her voice cracked like a whip. "I'm your family. And I see in your eyes the same look the slavers had on Tatooine. The Order is hollowing you out, piece by piece." Anakin's jaw tightened. He thought of Obi-Wan's lectures, of the Council's cold stares, of Padme, hidden away like a secret crime, of the whispers in his dreams, whispers that promise power. "You don't understand," he said. "There's a war coming. The galaxy needs me. The galaxy will eat you alive," Shmi pleaded. "Come home. Be a farmer. Be a husband. Be free. For one breathless moment, Anakin Skywalker hesitated. His hand drifted toward his lightsaber, then fell away. He closed his eyes, and in the silence between mother and son, a comlink buzzed at his belt. It was Chancellor Palpatine. "Anakin, my boy," the voice purred. "It's time. The Republic needs you now." Shmi's blood ran cold. She had heard that voice before in her nightmares. She grabbed her son's wrist. "Annie, please don't answer it." But his thumb was already pressing the button. The wind howled across the dunes like a dying creature. Obi-Wan Kenobi pulled his hood tighter and stepped into the ruined Tusken village. His boots crunched over shattered gaffi sticks. Smoke curled from blackened tents. And the bodies, the bodies. Children, elders, warriors, all cut down by a single blade. He knelt beside a small figure half buried in sand. The wound was clean, precise. Lightsaber. His hand trembled as he closed the child's eyes. "Anakin, what have you done?" Behind him, R4 chirped nervously from a speeder. Obi-Wan barely heard it. His mind raced through Jedi law. The code was clear. A Padawan who slaughtered innocents must be brought before the council. Stripped of rank, imprisoned, perhaps executed. But this was Anakin, the chosen one, the boy from the prophecy, the brother Obi-Wan had raised since Qui-Gon's death. He activated his comlink. Master Yoda's frequency blinked green, waiting. His thumb hovered. Then, he lowered the device. "No," he whispered. "Not yet." It was the choice that would damn them all. Obi-Wan told himself he could fix this. Counsel the boy. Bury the truth. Protect the Order from scandal. Protect Anakin from the dark side. He didn't know that across the galaxy, Darth Sidious was already smiling, because a secret share between two Jedi was a chain Sidious could pull forever. Obi-Wan covered the bodies in sand. He erased the boot prints. He scrubbed the lightsaber burns. By the time the suns rose, the massacre was a ghost story. He climbed onto his speeder and raced back to the Lars farm, ready to lie to the council for the first time in his life. But when he reached the homestead, the door was wide open. The house was empty. Anakin was already gone, and so was Shmi. The comlink buzzed again in Anakin's hand. Shmi gripped his wrist so tightly her knuckles went white. "Annie, listen to me. That voice. I heard it in my dreams when you were a baby. It whispered your name across the stars. It's been hunting you your whole life." Anakin stared at the blinking light. Palpatine's signal. Calm, patient, waiting. For the first time in years, he listened to his mother instead. He clicked the comlink off. The silence that followed felt holy. "We're leaving," Anakin said. His voice was low. "Steady. Tonight. Pack what you can carry. Owen has a speeder in the south barn. I'll get Padme. We disappear." Shmi's eyes filled with tears. "And the Jedi?" Anakin looked down at the lightsaber on his belt, the weapon Obi-Wan had helped him build. The blade that had murdered children only hours before. His jaw tightened. "The Jedi are done with me," he whispered. "And I'm done with them." He unclipped the saber and set it on the kitchen table. A piece of his soul stayed behind with it. 2 hours later, the dust of Tatooine vanished behind a rusted freighter. Anakin had stolen the ship from Mos Eisley with frightening ease. Shmi sat in the co-pilot's chair, clutching a small bag of belongings. Beru and Owen had begged them to stay. Anakin had refused. He set a course, not for Coruscant, not for Naboo, but for a small, forgotten moon in the Outer Rim, a place where Padme Amidala had once told him she would meet him if the galaxy ever went mad. The galaxy had gone mad. As hyperspace swallowed the stars, Anakin allowed himself one breath of peace. It would be his last for a very long time. On Coruscant, in a tower draped in red shadows, Chancellor Palpatine sat perfectly still. His comlink had gone dead. For 3 full minutes, the most powerful Sith Lord in 1,000 years did not move, did not blink, did not breathe. His servants knew better than to enter. Then, slowly he smiled. "Oh, my young apprentice," he purred to the empty room. "You think you've escaped me?" He stood, robes whispering across the floor, and crossed to his private chamber. A holocron pulsed on the desk, ancient, Sith-forged, humming with hunger. Palpatine pressed his palm against it. "Find him," he commanded. "Find the boy, and find the woman." The holocron flared crimson. Across the galaxy, in shadowed corners and forgotten worlds, eyes opened. Bounty hunters, spies, Inquisitor prototypes still in their training pods. Sith assassins who had not been awakened in centuries. All of them turned, as one, toward a single signal in the outer rim. The hunt had begun. The Forgotten Moon was called Polis Massa. Padme was already there when Anakin's freighter touched down. She ran to him across the landing pad, her cloak whipping in the cold wind. He caught her in his arms, and for one moment, the war, the Jedi, the Tuskens, the lies, all of it disappeared. "You came," she whispered into his shoulder. "I told you I would." Then she saw Shmi behind him, and her eyes went wide. "Anakin, what have you done?" He told her. Everything. The slaughter, the screaming children, the blood on his hands, the voice on the comlink, his mother's warning, the lightsaber he had left behind. Padme listened without speaking. When he was done, she did not weep. She did not run. She took his trembling hand in hers and pressed it to her stomach. Anakin froze. "I was going to tell you on Coruscant," she said quietly. "You're going to be a father." Time stopped. For the second time that day, Anakin Skywalker felt the universe split in two. One half wanted to fall to his knees and laugh. The other half wanted to scream, because he knew, with terrible certainty, that the Sith would never let him keep this. Any of it. "We have to hide," he said. "Deeper. Further. Somewhere no one will look." Padme nodded. "I know a place. The Lake Country on Naboo has caves the Gungans used during the occupation. We can—" "No," Shmi interrupted gently. "Not Naboo. They'll search there first." The three of them stood in silence under the alien stars, three fugitives, one unborn child, and a galaxy closing in around them. Back on Coruscant, the Jedi Council convened in emergency session. Obi-Wan Kenobi stood in the center of the chamber, his hood down, his face pale. He had returned alone from Tatooine. His report was short, carefully worded, full of things unsaid. "Anakin has gone missing," he told them. "His mother also. I believe he may have suffered a breakdown after the Tusken attack on the Lars farm. He needs time, compassion, not pursuit." Mace Windu's eyes narrowed. "A Jedi Knight does not vanish, Master Kenobi. Especially not this Jedi Knight." Yoda's small green hand tapped his cane. "Hide something you are. Smell it, I do." Obi-Wan's heart pounded, but he held his ground. "I asked the Council for one rotation. One day, let me find him. Let me bring him home quietly." The Council debated. Voices rose. Voices fell. In the end, they granted him 12 hours. It would not be enough, because as Obi-Wan walked out of the chamber, a hooded figure watched him from a balcony high above. A figure no Jedi sensed. A figure whose laughter was silent and patient. Darth Sidious had no need for 12 hours. He needed only one signal. On Polis Massa, the dawn never came. The moon had no sun of its own. Only the cold light of a distant gas giant painting everything in shades of blue. Anakin paced the landing pad while Padme and Shmi slept inside the freighter. He could not rest. Every shadow felt like a blade. Every whisper of wind felt like Palpatine's voice. And then it was. The comlink in his pocket bust. Anakin froze. He had destroyed his Jedi comlink hours ago. This was a different device. A small, ornate cylinder Palpatine had gifted him on his 19th birthday. For emergencies only, the Chancellor had said with a kind smile. A friend is always a hollow away. Anakin had forgotten about it. He hadn't. With shaking hands, Anakin pulled it out. The blue hollow flickered to life, and there he was. Sheev Palpatine, old, gentle, smiling like a grandfather. "Anakin, my boy, I was so worried." "Stay away from me," Anakin growled. "Worried for you, Anakin, not about you." Palpatine's voice was honey and grief. "I know about the Tuskens. I know about your mother. I know about the child." Anakin's blood turned to ice. "How?" "Because I have always known. I have watched over you since you were a boy on Tatooine. I'm the only one in this entire galaxy who has never asked you to be less than what you are. The Jedi would have taken your child, Anakin, trained it, owned it, just as they tried to own you." Palpatine leaned closer to the hollow camera. "But I I would help you protect your family. Hide them. Save them. Forever. Anakin's hand trembled around the comlink. What do you want? He whispered. Palpatine smiled. Only your trust, my boy. Only your trust. Behind Anakin, Shmi appeared in the freighter doorway. She saw the blue glow on her son's face. She saw the smile of the man on the holo. And she screamed, Anakin, no. But it was too late. Because in that moment, Anakin Skywalker, broken, terrified, desperate to save the only people he loved, bowed his head. Help us, he whispered. Please. Palpatine's smile widened in the dark. Of course, my young apprentice. The word landed like a blade. Apprentice. A Sith ship dropped out of hyperspace above Polis Massa, silent as a knife. Crimson hull, black wings, no Republic markings, no Separatist markings. Something older, something forbidden, and inside its hold a single black suit waited on a rack. Reinforced, sealed, built for a man who had not yet been broken. Shmi Skywalker fell to her knees on the cold landing pad, staring up at the descending Sith vessel. I'm sorry, Annie, she whispered through her tears. I tried, and as the red landing lights washed over her son's face for the first time in his life, Anakin Skywalker's eyes flickered gold.